to say a little bit more about the specifics on the nanoreactor design proposal based
Yes.
on the fractal?
This is really important because if we can emulate the universe using nanoparticle, then we can have concentration of energy 96%, and inside this fake small nano universe, and we can extract this 96, and it's completely clean energy.
Mm-hmm.
The details is not important now, it's explained in the
Mm-hmm.
paper,
Mm-hmm.
and we are not yet, and I am not yet in a position to do it really, but the theory is there.
Mm-hmm.
And it is basically the same theory which allow us for interstellar travel.
Uh-huh.
Without fuel.
Uh-huh.
It is really the dream of people whom I considered, long ago I considered them nutter, and I consider them dreamer, and I consider them numerologists. All this cheap word to label people who don't think like you is a dream of free energy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was not as far as that. He was talking about cold fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And although he was a Nobel laureate and certified genius, Julian Schwinger, he was not able even to publish his paper.
Yeah.
So really, this is the direction
Mm-hmm.
we would go with the nanoreactor. This is the direction when we will go when we interrogate nature in its language, which is the golden mean number system, instead of our rudimentary way of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, or even the rational way, half, 1/3, 1/5, but the irrational, infinitely more powerful way, and the simplest and most beautiful irrational number is the golden mean.
So just as the property of the universe itself, and one begins to try to grok that and understand it, and we understand that the golden mean number system is a way of accessing that information, but that is reflected in the micro world, in the nanotechnology, that the same principles are there in the universe, are there in each of the parts, and therefore with the golden mean number system, we can question the nanoparticles and extract this energy from the nano level to actually fuel the reactor, but also fuel the interstellar travel.
In a figure of speech is correct, but the golden mean nano system, golden mean number system, go far, far, far deeper down without scale.
It's scale
Where
independent.
nanoparticles are huge things compared to it.
Right.
It is really the forces between the nanoparticle which we are interested in. We can, with the golden mean and its geometrical interpretation as a Cantorian point, a point in a contour set, and each point in a contour set is an entire contour set again. It's a world inside world, inside world, inside world.
Ad infinitum.
Ad infinity. And infinity become really as in the poem, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity. William Blake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine.
Yeah.
William Blake was talking about a contour set and a contour point.
So the golden mean numbering system has application, is entirely scale independent, no matter what level, the infinitely large or the infinitely small, it has application.
And include two things, which the Indian discovered, only one of them, and the other was abhorred. And although they are reciprocal of each other, and the Arab made it popular, and then Fibonacci convinced the European to take over the Arabic Indian system. So there is a zero. But in the golden mean, you have zero, the nothingness, and infinity. And look, zero also stands for two different things. A Cantor set is a very remarkable thing. It has a dimension. For instance, when it is random, one dimension Cantor set have the golden mean as a Hausdorff dimension. This is a theorem by an American student, and this American is not anybody. He was the head of the American Mathematical Society, Professor Modlin, and his student was Williams. And both of them have this as a theorem, the Malden-Williams theorem. A one-dimensional random Cantor set have the golden mean as its Hausdorff dimension. You say, I must have it. It's the simplest. Here, golden mean. Yet its length is zero. Because when you length 0, 0, 0, 0, infinitely many zero together, when you add them, there's zero. So you think now zero. Intuitively, then the Cantor set is not there. Because it's zero. So it is not there. Yet it has a dimension. And it's more than 50%. You're winning there because it's 0.618. So it's more there than not there, really. So what is it then? Can you imagine then? There is a situation where the golden mean to the power of infinity become a real zero. A real zero that the Hausdorff dimension is zero and the length is zero. It is really not there. Not even its spirit is there. So although the Cantor set is not there because it has no length, but it has a dimension somehow by magic. But there are situations where it is not even the dimension there. When you are entering with your zero length into the domain of infinity, then make you also the dimension, in this case, the Hausdorff dimension, also zero, then you are really, really not there. There is nothing there to talk about, no dimension, no length, no nothing. Now you have reached the nothingness of both Sartre, Heidegger, and the rest, and where art, science, and philosophy meet and live in peace together. So this is the amazing thing about it, about this system. It has the zero in it, it has the infinity in it, and both of them live harmoniously together, and you don't get any of this abhorred singularity which break all quantum theory. And you can escape that when you have an exactly solvable model. And the quantum field theory of Schwinger lead to exact solution. So for it is what is most close to what I call the golden field theory. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, there are people that we believe enter into states of consciousness which actually go to the very place you're talking about. It's called a non-dual. There's no duality, and there's a collapse, and the ego has to die. You have to give up the ego to go there. But there is a pathway to that incredible state of illumination beyond the one, goes beyond the one into this area, I do believe, that you're talking about.
Yeah, without knowing. I was talking about it for a long time without knowing before I met you. I never take it serious, and although I admired you, a lot of what you said, as I said frequently to you, seemed to me over the top. I'm an engineer, for God's sake, and it is really, really, as I told you, I don't think many people know that one of the sweetest personality I knew was Olivia Newton-Jones, who was introduced really to me the first time by one of the Beatles, who made a beautiful song. It was Paul McCartney. And never in my mind I imagined that her grandfather is Max Born. the teacher of all the people, the Nobel laureate. Her father was a professor also, Professor Newton Jones, from they were at the end of the world. They were living in not Australia, but New Zealand. Yeah, they are from New Zealand. But any case, at the end, not for me, it's not long ago, but for most people, it's an ancient film called Xanadu, and that is Xanadu, where art and science and I'm joking, Yeah.